Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the PoweredEurekA server. Wow, it's been such a long time since we've been here, and it's been such a long time since I put up a YouTube video, but here is what we have to do. First, let's get one thing clear. No, I did not get run over by a train. 2, no, I am not dead from being run over by a train. And 3, well, I'm not dead in general. But I have been ill, but that's just besides the point. If you noticed, I haven't put up a video since 2013. And there is, normally people would say, there is good cause for that, yada yada, blah blah blah, excuse. But there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I just simply dropped off the face of YouTube for a little bit there. And I have to say that with the increasing amount of time that I have to spend on internships and schoolwork, it's looking very narrow in the times I have free to do these kind of recordings nowadays. Right now, I have one day completely free, well, for the most part, simply because I'm a little bit ill, just a very slight bit ill. I was kind of sick for the past week. We think it's the flu. By we, I'm thinking all the people I got sick. I've been having a sinus headache and phlegmy and blah blah blah, you know, sensitive skin, whatever, that kind of thing, and high blood pressure, high fever rather. So that is a little bit cleared out the way. I'm still getting over it, but you know what? I'm gonna still forge ahead and do this, because the last time I tried to do this when I was ill, I just couldn't continue. So I'm gonna I'm ready just to keep going right now and non-stop just explain what's going on, what's going to happen, and how I'm going to move forward. Even though that I've done that before, and I've kept that for, a plan like that goes for about a month and then goes to the wayside. But let's do something a little bit more realistic. So, last PoweredEurekA episode was probably, oh boy, 3 months ago or so, and with that came a lot of changes on the server. We have a new, well, I wouldn't say new, but we just started using our engine community website, which allows us to interact on a forum, so we don't have to use Skype chats anymore, or, some sort of weird arbitrary way of contacting inside the game, like leaving notes and everything. So on the forum, it's a lot easier using private messaging or starting up a thread and getting a conversation that's permanent. Besides that, we kind of went through a little bit of changes in the way that we're going to run the server. Nothing too huge. There's some new guidelines that went up simply because we had a lot of people who weren't using the common sense guideline, let's say, and it got a little hectic, got a little crazy, a little drama-filled. But we pushed that out of the way. We're forging ahead, like I said, and we've got a new plan. You could read up more on that on PoweredEurekA.engine.com. I'll post a link in the description for the new community website. What else? What else is there different? Oh, the server is now running on an experimental 1.7.2 bucket version. That's simply because we've been having very bad instability issues using 1.7.4 for the vanilla. Yes, I know 1.7.5 is out, but the jar file is still just as unstable. We're having mobs getting stuck everywhere. We're having some sort of weird chunk loading issue. So with the bucket version, it allows us to have at least one plugin that can kill all the hostile mobs or any particular type of mob in the area in a specific dimension. So if we get this bottleneck of resources coming along, we can purge it and we'll have no problem. For the most part anyway. And bucket just runs smoother anyway, simply because of the optimization that they do. But that's besides the point. That's behind the scenes work. All you gotta know is that everything's running very smoothly now, and we are actually working on several new builds. A team of people has started working on, including me, the City Hall, as you can see here, and what I've been walking past for a couple minutes there, the Metro, which, as we all know, has, well, most of us know, that Metro has been planning since the old world save 6 months to 8 months ago, but we're finally getting to the grind and doing it. And it's been pretty fun. It's been really pretty fun. Except for getting this quartz here, if you notice. This is ridiculous. The shell of this building is almost entirely made of of quartz. which we all know is very, very expensive to get. So we've been having some people go out and fortune some and silk touch some quartz for us. The main exterior shell is mostly done. We've got to work on some interior work and the roof design, but this is generally what it's going to look like when it's finished, and I like it. It looks more of like a White House kind of thing, but you get the City Hall feel out of it in comparison to Sheris's large, gigantic mansion at Spawn. Ugh. But the Metro is made of a much more cheaper material, smooth stone slabs, as you saw. The only difficult part about it is getting the angles right, because we designed it a long time ago with these huge curves and this like forward-facing facade on each side that has this intricate like pattern on it, as you can see. Well, I wasn't maybe not intricate, but this. It's very strange. Some of them are half a slab and then a full slab, and then it's crazy. But we got it to work. I did the first one there. I think Fraser's duplicating the work. If you notice, in the center of the Metro, we have our first beacon. Some videos went up about a month ago, and we fought the Wither. 2 Withers, actually. Thankfully, none of us lost the stars. We have one star being used for this particular beacon, and we have a second star that is posted on this board. I believe we're going to give it to Zeph, unless Zeph is going to donate it to the Ender Farm. He's been saying that it'd be nice to have regeneration there, so we won't have to constantly keep eating while we're in the end trying to get XP, which is another thing that's changed. As for any other builds that spawn, one more thing is, well, this new postal office. I built this about a month ago, and it's not done yet, but the idea is that this is going to be connected to the metro paths with hoppers, and you can actually send physical items through unloaded chunks through hoppers, so hopefully that'll all work out, and people can have mail sent to them. In the distance there, even though I said one last thing, in light of the one last thing, here's another one last thing. Here we go. That's Josh's house. Josh has been gone from the server for a while now. He was the original co-founder of the server when it was simply known as the Eureka server. But we since then added Powered in front of it, and when Kaz came along, and we have a YouTube channel obviously dedicated to that. But Josh came back in, and he already has a house. He was pranked a bit ago, but he's going to keep that. I don't know why. It looks kind of weird. But, yeah, everything's going fine. 2 new members since the last video, Emily and Vinny. They are semi-active. They have school to worry about as well. And what else is there? Who else is new? I think that's about it for the new people and new things that spawn. So why don't we go ahead and bring ourselves through the Nether, which, by the way, is incomplete. Steph started working on the Nether Park, but never really got around to finishing it, simply because we ran out of ideas. I wouldn't say ran out of ideas, but we don't have an idea yet for the Nether. It's been giving us trouble since it's this big, wide open space which gas can spawn in. Unfortunately, people have had to deal with them, and they blow up little bits and pieces. As you can see, that fire there is probably from the gas. Where are we going right now? Oh, the end farm. That's right. Sorry, I was going to go to Fraser's house for a second, which, by the way, has changed as well. I might go in there in this episode as a backdrop while speaking. Also, on the server, one new thing has re-emerged, or I wouldn't call it new. One old thing has re-emerged from the past. The Resistance is actually back. As you all know, or as some of you know, there has been this Resistance thing since the Derp server, when we started going into 1.7. Someone went around terrorizing other people by, since they knew it was a derp server, they would grief somebody simply because they, there wasn't, it was martial law, like, out there. If I didn't see it happen, I kind of didn't do anything about it back then, because it was all fun and it was all going to get destroyed. The world's going to get destroyed anyway, or rather deleted, simply because it was just testing out the new snapshot before we had the official world. Here we are. So the resistance is back, and we have an inkling of who it is. I won't say yet. There might be a separate video coming up from Steph that shows that. But here it is. Here's the end farm. Fraser was working on this for a couple of days. Well, for a day, mostly gathering quartz and whatnot, which he should have gave to the city hall. I don't know why he's using it for this. But it's interesting. Very interesting. It reminds me of an Easter bunny for some reason. The pink and the white. Yeah, I'm not too sure about this, but it works for the most part. It looks okay. I prefer it not to look like this, but that's fine. What else is there in here? I think that's it. I think Fraser might have added a couple more layers. It's went from 10 to maybe 14 or 15 now? Not quite sure. Let's head back. Fraser's done some work in his own house. Steph has moved away, really, but she has this summer home. She kind of denies that she moved away, but I think she did move away from Spawn. The summer home she has is actually quite interesting, which we might take a look at too. Let's talk about something else right now. Let's move on to shifting gears into the future of this channel on YouTube, maybe. I'll give a brief rundown of, what's happening and what's going to happen. Not too much in detail because I will make a separate video detailing, a channel update and whatnot. I have to think out through all the details. Simply because, well, this is done off the cuff right here. So what I'm thinking right now is that since I cannot produce enough videos that would satisfy something that would be considered a regular basis, every day, every other day, I'm thinking the more realistic goal is to get up videos as I can, as meaning whatever resources or whatever time I have immediately, like today, I'll post the video up as soon as possible, which means it could be once a week, it could be once a month. I don't think it will be ever more than a month you'll see without a video. I'm going to make that a total solid goal because it's been, lingering in my head that I haven't been, upkeeping this channel very much. And we now have 50 subs, which is absolutely amazing. And I don't understand how many people just stuck around after all this time. I'm at Varus. It's amazing to see that people would be here even when I'm, inactive and still garner, 20 unique views per video as something that is just, a one-off series or something like, with me and Shmoo. Jacob did a series called Capitalization, even though we didn't call it that. We might want to continue that whole series where we pull maps out or videos from indie games and whatnot, and be one of the first people to have video. Quite honestly, that's really the only way to get substantial amount of views nowadays on YouTube, simply because there's so much. I don't like to say competition, but there's so much people out there that you kind of get buried in a mass of just like mediocrity, where if you're not this 100,000 subscriber person or even 10,000 subscribers, if you're not one of those people, you won't really get the views, you won't really get the subs, and you won't get the retention that you'd like. So if you get a video up that has not been put up by very many popular YouTubers, and you get your foot in the door right when the series, the game releases, then you have the opportunity to accrue a whole bunch of views because you're one of maybe 10 videos out there by the time the video goes up. So in that case, we're thinking about doing some adventure maps, some YouTube Minecraft creations, some indie games, maybe some look back into retro games like, well, I wouldn't say retro, but within the last 10 years. Something like Star Wars Battlefront, maybe do a cover of that, do a little montage or little clips from that, like we did from PlanetSide 2. But the point is that we're going to start doing that. PoweredEurekA is going to relaunch, hopefully, in the next month or so. Me and Jacob and Fraser are going to have to speak to each other about what direction we want to pull everything together in. I, for one, would like to get that all kickstarted again, get it all up and running. Hopefully people will still watch our videos after all this time that we've set aside doing absolutely nothing, really. Shmoo has been having a little bit of difficulty with viewer retention for some odd reason. We started up a podcast, which actually did get quite a number of views in comparison to anything else we put out in the last 6 months, I would say. I'd like to continue doing the podcast and whatnot, but we just got to get a set time to do it. A previous member which I would consider him still part of PoweredEurekA. He still comes on the server in a blue moon, but Alzarath, we were talking earlier about time slots and whatnot, and every time I hear someone saying time slot or schedule, I chuckle a little bit like, haha, time slot, because I don't have a time slot. I cannot set myself to a time slot, because if I do, it'll never get accomplished. I for some reason, when I do put like the schedule out saying, oh, we'll have this every other day, or we'll have this by the end of the week, I end up procrastinating or end up doing the video, not liking it, and have to put up content because I had set myself to the schedule. I'm thinking about taking that away and doing this instead of a schedule for a series, a sort of guaranteed amount of videos inside of a month's period. So, like I said, guaranteed one video a month. That's what I'm saying. It could be anywhere from an hour long, 2 hours long, to 15 minutes long, or even 5 minutes long, even 30 seconds long. But I'm thinking that it's the quality, not the amount of videos I have in the week. By the way, this is Josh's place, which actually looks pretty damn good. Jacob brought up a good point a long time ago, saying that yes, you can put up a video on a daily basis, but how many of those videos are cookie cutter, or how many of those videos have quality commentary, and it sounds like you really want to do it, or are you just doing it for schedule purposes? And many people out there actually do enjoy what they're doing, and then again, there are many people out there who just simply do it because they have to do it. They put priority on pushing the content out anyway, and the commentary might be lacking. Kind of like mine's, because my commentary is probably lacking as well. Self-deprecation. Okay, so like I was saying, Jacob and I were talking about how we need to put out quality content in some form. We need to think about what series can we sustain over a set period of time that we can do together in a time schedule that would fit, without announcing the time schedule, obviously. We were thinking about putting our times together in a spreadsheet, which we're going to do at some point, and try to organize a little bit of a sort of pseudo group schedule, collaboration schedule, because the collaboration really brought everyone together, and it was really brilliant how we saw the first few months just boom, 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 video after video after video, and we're all having fun in those videos. Doing survival games of the walls, or something else, Cluster Chunk even, that was really exciting. And even doing Gmod, I participated in some Gmod videos. Before I continue, this is Kaz's new bar he's putting up. It's interesting. He's getting a good start here. I like the floor pattern here. Speaking of Kaz, he too is, a little bit concerned about the YouTube thing, and we'd like for it to take off a bit. We kind of are set on this whole ideology that it's not the amount of subscribers or the amount of views, it's the correlation between them. For example, I have 50 subs, and I get an average of 20 to 25 views a video, and unique views are probably between 15 to 20 unique views. Sometimes less in other videos, because people stop the video and watch it again and it counts the view. But I at least have a ratio that's 1 to 3, meaning for every 3 subscribers, at least one person is watching, which I find to be, alright. I would like for most of my subscribers, at least half of them to view the videos, so 25 unique views, which would probably equate to 50 views, honestly. Speaking of which, the view count and my subscriber base is, it's very tiny, and I would like to somehow increase that amount by legitimate means, not by going out into everyone's videos and saying, hey, check me out, give me a shout out. That kind of thing I am totally against. That, to me, feels like you're fishing for views and you're fishing for support. And I want it to happen naturally. Sorry if my voice sounded weird there. I was kind of holding back a yawn. But anyway, that's what me and Kaz and Jacob have been talking about. I've got to talk to Fraser a little bit more about YouTube and how we want to continue the collaboration series. He, a long time ago, was talking about doing some Call of Duty Battlefield, because those videos just, kind of get a lot of views just in general. Because if you have like a video that says kill KD 0 to whatever, I don't know, I don't play FPSs very often, but if you have this remarkable video showing like you're talented in this FPS, people will end up watching you, I guess, out of this respect thing or this competition based thing. And Fraser is legitimately good at these type of games, and so is Kaz, of which I'm not. So they were thinking about doing the capitalizing sort of on those kind of things, to get a sub boost and a viewer boost, because at the end of the day, even though you may get those views, right? You may in a Battlefield video you may get 1,000 views, right? But only really have 100 subs. But that to me is okay. That to me shows that the people who watch those videos also like your other content. You've got to put something out that will interest a wide mass of people, and then start catering to the people who stay. So, for example, like I was doing with the Battlefield videos, 1,000 people, let's say, are watching it because they're curious if they can beat your score, right? Then they'd only watch those particular types of videos because they like that series, Battlefield. But they will subscribe to you, and they will like your other videos and view your other videos if they like your content in general, if they like your personality. And that's where I think it really counts, too. It's something like the Mindcrackers or the Yogscast or Nerd Cubed and things like that. They play any game they want to. It could be Vacuum Cleaner Simulator or something ridiculous like that, and they get a plethora of, community likes. They would get 1,000 likes, 6,000 likes, in proportion, obviously, to their sub base. And my whole thinking behind it is that they like the personality and they like the reactions that they give, because they're real people. Some of them are real people, and in most cases, people, I think, want to see something they enjoy and they know that is, in some cases, real. Let's take Captain Sparkles, for example. He really popularized Minecraft following the train of the Yogscast. They were basically around in the same time, and now he's playing all these other games. YouTube's a game. Playing Gary's Mod or playing Happy Wheels, and he gains this following because they know that, yes, his Minecraft series is his primary series and is, quite honestly, his best series. They still watch his other series because they like him. And I think that's the best way to keep a sub base. For people who really like you for basically who you are. Although that's corny, right? People who like you for who you are. But it's the honest truth. It's really the honest truth. I went on this whole ramble just about how how personality quality is better than getting the sustained view count. Monsters nearby? What's where? Where in the world? There are no monsters nearby. What are you talking? Okay, let me go sleep in Zeph's bed here. Oh, wait, that might be too. Let's see. Oh, that bed's gone. Wait. Oh no, wait a second. No, that was a sign I put because I needed some dye for the city hall. Oh, maybe this is the zombie that was causing me issues here. Okay, a little bit off the train of thought there. Oh no, there's a guy. There's the guy. Get away. Let me kill you. Go to bed now. Okay, how long is the video gonna be going on? I can go for a little bit more. But I shouldn't. I shouldn't. So let's just sum this up. Server's doing great. New people. We're going out there and campaigning for getting new faces. But we're happy with the size we are now as well. Getting all the infrastructure ready to go for expansion for 1.8. Not too sure how we're going to do that, but that's for another time. The channel is going into a direction where we're going to have at least, like I said, one video a month. And after that, we will try to see what we can do with the collaboration group. Like I said, in this recent time, we're talking to Jacob and Kaz and Fraser. hopefully we can kickstart something soon. And now for one last note, one last final note. What can you expect from me personally? Now, that's an interesting question because my time schedule is a bit wonky, very bit wonky. Like I said, the 1 month video schedule is what I'd like to keep and what I'd like to would like to develop more. But oh, baby chicken. But quite honestly, I mean, personal wise, I do see myself doing a substantial amount of Minecraft videos, and that's basically where, you know, I call home. You know, they say home is where the heart is, and I feel like my heart goes out into Minecraft more often than it does to any other video game. You may see, no promises, no promises, you may see the reemergence of the Kerbal Space Program series on a whole new save. 0.23 has been out for a long time now, so you can expect that, and you may see new titles for new series going up, because I feel like if I title series like Capitalism or Sneak Peek or something, then I can keep doing that and feel like I don't have to be set on one specific type of series, but have a plethora of things to choose from, like a palette. I can like an artist, I can choose whatever I want and put it up whenever I need to, whatever I feel like I need to. But that's what you can expect from me. A little bit more consistency and a little bit more organization. So on that note, I'd like to thank you for watching and sticking around for me for all this time that I've been inactive, and hopefully you've survived through all of my rambling in this episode, which is I would say mostly just me ranting a bit about YouTube and whatnot. But anyway, so thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys.